Hi YouTube, it's Autumn. I'm back with another video today. I'm going to show you my Trevi GM and talk to you about that. And like do a review and stuff. I have this little formula that I have when I'm going over my bags, and I want to do this for all of my bags. And I will eventually. I'll get to it all. So I've got my planner here, my non-LV planner that I want to replace with an LV. But this is just for my YouTube videos. So anyway, first thing I want to say is that this was my dream bag. This was my unicorn bag. And it also ended up being my first Louis Vuitton bag, my first authentic one. If you saw my last video, I had some fake ones before this. So it was my dream bag. I don't remember where I first saw it and how I became aware of it, but I know that every time I saw it, I thought it was the most beautiful bag I'd ever seen, and particularly from Louis Vuitton. I have said in a few videos I'm a sucker for pleats, and this has lots of pleats. I just think it's so feminine, and I think it's a gorgeous bag, and it's nice and big, and I carry a lot of stuff, so it would hold everything. But this was way out of my league, not only because it was Louis Vuitton and I've never had a bag like that before that was a luxury bag and cost more than maybe $200. This bag, when it was new, it's my understanding that the retail price was $2,500, which is just insane. And I mean, for me. And even now, I think that's insane. Like my limit is, oh gosh, I don't have a limit. Well, I do have a limit, but I, for a canvas bag, don't think I'd be able to spend more than $2,000, and I think really going over $1,500 is a little much. But anyway. If it's a leather bag, then I'm willing to go higher. But anyway, that's a different topic. So what made me want it, I don't remember. I was stalking this bag for a while on the Preloved market. This was about a year ago now, just a little more than a year ago. So I'd seen this bag on, I mostly look at Bag Borrower Steal, The Real Real, and Fashionphile. And this bag was going for around $1,600, which is, way more than I could afford. Again, I'd never spent more than, maybe $200. Wow, Vincent, that was loud. I never spent more than maybe $200 on a bag. And this was going for around $1,600, and I knew that it was about $2,500 new. But I found this bag on Bag Borrower Steal for about half of retail. So it was about $400 less than most of the bags were going for pre-loved. And I'd say that I jumped on it, but I didn't jump on it because it took me a while. I'd never spent that much on a bag, so I really had to convince myself that it was something that I could do. And I think the way I was able to do that was because I got a bargain. I'm a sucker for a bargain too, on things that I have loved for a long time. For me to spend much, and by much, that could be, it could be $50. For me to spend money on something, I generally have to want it for a while. I often will go to stores, look at something, leave the store without it, and if I'm still thinking about it a while later, then I'll consider going back to get it. But I jumped on this kind of for the bargain, and I really debated whether I could spend that much on a bag, but once I finally clicked that purchase button, I felt like relief, because it was something that I really wanted, and I knew I was going to be happy to have it. This was my dream bag, and I knew I'd gotten a good deal, so I just felt good about it all the way around. And then when it finally arrived, and I wasn't doing YouTube videos then, so wouldn't have done an unboxing or anything, but it came in a cardboard box, and I was a little disappointed because it was a little bit smushed in the box. The box was a little too small for it. But one thing that I noticed about it, and I'll tell you this, I have a love-hate relationship with this bag. I've only said good things about it now, but I'm going to show you the thing that I hate about it. There are like 3 things that I don't like about this bag, but I'll turn it around and show you what I don't like. So it's beautiful on this side. If you look at some pictures, you'll see that the sides of the bag usually puff out rather than in, and I haven't been able to get them to puff out, but that doesn't bother me so much. What does bother me is this middle pleat on the back, and you see how messed up that is. And so I'm pretty sure, since this came from Bag Borrower Steal, if you're not familiar with that website, they sell bags, they sell used bags, but they also rent bags. So I'm going to take a guess and say that this bag was a rental, and a lot of people used it, and it was shipped back and forth, and maybe in smaller boxes than it should have been shipped in. And at some point, it got wrinkled like this. And I thought, well, I can get that out. I can reshape it. I've had it for a year. I've tried several different things. I have not figured out how to reshape that crease. So what I just do is carry it with that side against my body. So it's not that big a deal, but it does bother me. I do wish that it was, you know, it had a nice pleat there. And I took it to Louis Vuitton and asked them about it, and there was really nothing that they could help with either. But the guy in the repair department did say that it was in really good condition for its age. And let me tell you the date code so I can tell you when and where it was made. So it was made, the date code is AR1037, and that means it was made in France in the 13th week of 2007. So this bag is now 10 years old, and other than that pleating and like some markings inside the bag from pens and things, it's really in fantastic condition and looks great. One other thing that I took it to the repair shop for was that the zipper, and you know, if you've watched a lot of Louis Vuitton videos, you know the zippers are really smooth. This one is kind of hard to get started, and it may just be because of the shape of the bag and the turn of it. It's kind of hard to get started, and it would stick on me some. So I took it to the repair shop, and this is a nice tip for you guys. She put beeswax on it. She just rubbed the zipper with beeswax, and that made it smooth as butter, and it was great. And recently I used Brasso on it. I have a bottle over here, but I'd have to get up to show it to you. You know what Brasso is. So I used Brasso to clean it, and that helped with the zipper too. Because you know how the brass can tarnish some of the like gold plating or whatever it is can wear off, and I think that's what was happening with the zipper. So Brasso helps and beeswax helps if your zippers are sticking. All right, let me see where I am here in my list. I said that. Okay, so first impressions of the bag were excellent. I was really excited because I dreamed about this bag, and you know, it could do no wrong, right? But as I've used it, I've had some flaws that have come up. Or not flaws, but things that I've not been so happy about. You know, Vincent will sit here all day not talking, and if you don't know, Vincent is my parrot. She's in another video, you'll see. But you can hear her, I'm sure, talking in the background. As soon as, yeah, you get out of here. So as soon as I am sitting down to do a video, she decides it's time to talk, and I'm sure that's just because I'm talking. But she's so funny. I hope it doesn't annoy you guys. Okay, so I had only seen one other LV in person, like up close, and touched it, and that was when, no, I hadn't yet. That was after I got this bag. I was going to say that was when I went to New Orleans and I looked at a Neverfull and the Louis Vuitton at their Saks. But no, this was the first time I had ever even touched a Louis Vuitton bag or seen one in person. Hey, that's not cool. So anyway, I was very impressed with this bag. This bag, every time I pick it up, it feels like a piece of luggage to me, which is not surprising because Louis Vuitton is a luggage company. this thing is hefty, and that is partly one of the things that I don't like about it. It's a very heavy bag, and you'll see people say that in other reviews or on the purse forum. It's very heavy, very heavy. Just carrying the bag empty will weigh your shoulder down, or whatever you're carrying it on. But I still love it, and it's worth carrying. I don't carry it all that often because of another reason I'll tell you about in a minute. But, so it's very heavy. What else do I have here? I have quite a bit still to go. Blah, blah. I talked about that. Okay, so it's really versatile, the positive functionality of it. Because it has these handles and it has this shoulder strap, which is detachable. And, you know, this does not come with it. That's a separate piece. Just in case you didn't know that. So you can, like the Speedy B, you can wear it on the crook of your arm there. The straps are long enough where you can wear it on your shoulder. I'll stand up a little so you can see a little better. So it's pretty big. I can't really get far enough back from the camera here to show you that too well. But see, it's pretty big, right? So your arm is kind of out pretty far. You can wear it in the crook of your arm. You can wear it on your shoulder. You can also use the shoulder strap and wear it like this. And this is how I wear it the most. I find that to be the most comfortable because then my arm feels like it's down a little more. It's not, you know, out like that. So I like carrying it like that. What else? Blah, blah. Okay, I'll show you the inside of the bag. Okay, so let me unzip this baby. And I'm also going to show you, I'm also going to show you what I have this bag stuffed with, because it's kind of funny. I've tried several different things to stuff this bag because, for storage, because I've wanted to fix the shape of the sides, like I mentioned, and I've also wanted to try to fill this out where the pleat will get fixed. And one thing I noticed with this bag is the top is heavy because it has so much hardware and structure on the top and less structure on the bottom, although it really is pretty sturdy there. Oh, it has feet on the bottom too. But one thing I noticed is when you sit it down that it kind of slouches, and that can mess with the shaping of the pleats. So I've tried to stuff it to keep the integrity and restore the integrity of the bag. So I have these bubbly things that you get in the mail to fill in some of the extra space. One thing I've learned is not to stuff it past right about here. And I do the same kind of thing with my Turenne. If you've seen my Turenne video, or if you have a Turenne and are thinking about it, go watch that. Because some of the things I do with my Turenne are things I've learned from this bag, with the pleats and all. So I don't stuff it above here, but I have, and that's because I don't want that top to be pushed out. That needs to kind of stay flatter. So then I have little ones on each end of the bag so that I try to push the sides out, but that doesn't really work. There's the other end. And then what I have on the base to help keep the structure on the base, and because you have to be careful too when you set it down that these sides don't puff out too much. I kind of want to keep, what I'd love to do is have something inside that's like, has a base and has some bars that go up, and then like a bar across the top so that it'll push up on the top of the bag and keep it taller rather than slouching it, but I haven't figured that out yet. So what I have on the bottom to keep the integrity of the base is this DOP kit. It's empty. It was my boyfriend's and he was throwing it out, and I thought, that's the perfect bag stuffer for my Trevi. So that's what I have in there. And that seems to work pretty well. I've been the happiest with that so far. All right, let me show you the inside of the bag. It is this red, like a microfiber, and it does have kind of, it has raw edges here at the edge, and they fray some. It doesn't have any pockets on this side, but it has two pockets here. This one is really tight on my iPhone 6, So it's probably made for an older phone since it's a bag from '07. And then this is a nice big pocket. I can get my hand in there. There's the tag that says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. And because of this microfiber, it seems like it gets dirty pretty easily and it kind of hangs on to dirt and it has lots of scuffs and stuff in it. But that's the inside of the bag. You can see that the opening, because it goes down on the sides, like, I'm thinking, not the Speedy B, but the Speedy Empreinte, goes down on the sides and it allows you to open the mouth of the bag wider. But what I have found is even though this bag looks like it's enormous, I haven't been able to fit a whole lot in it. It holds less than I thought it would, and that's one of the things I don't like about this bag, and one of the reasons I don't carry it that often. It's also kind of difficult to get things in and out because of this top. Because if I try to put things like over on the edges, then I'm really digging around trying to get over there. It's just a little bit of a hassle. I have used this as a camera bag. That's primarily what I use it for these days, and I bought it partly to use it as a camera bag. So I get one of my organizers, and I'll do another video about this, but I get an organizer that's padded, and I'm able to put my camera in there, and that helps keep the shape, and it's a great size just to hold my DSLR. So see, without the dot kit in it, how floppy it is and doesn't keep its shape at all by itself. So that having it stuffed really helps. Another problem with trying to keep the shape on this is that this lining, let me show you, is not attached to the bag. Like, it's not glued on or sewn to the bottom or anything, so you can turn it inside out to clean it. That's a good thing. But the problem with the lining and the pleating and trying to keep the shape is that the lining is smaller than the outside of the bag. So when I try to push in, like I'm pushing with my hand right here, you can see I can do it a little bit. But if I try to keep it stuffed like that, and I push on the other side, it kind of pulls this, Vincent, it kind of pulls the other side back in. If it wasn't such an expensive bag, I might consider cutting the lining out, but I'm not going to do that to a Louis Vuitton. And I'm not going to pay them to do it because, you know, it'd be way too expensive. So I've had trouble stuffing and shaping it properly because the lining is smaller than the bag. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's see. Blah, blah. I did all that. Okay. Well, that was pretty much it. The only other thing I was going to say about it is that I've considered selling this bag several times. So that is how much of a love-hate relationship I have with it. I've even gone so far as to take photos of it for sale, and I've gone so far as to contact Fashionphile for a quote, but they quoted me way lower than I would even consider. I forget what it was, like $400 or $600 or something insane. I would never sell it for that little. It does seem like they have gone down in price on the Preloved market a little bit. Like I said, they used to be, about a year ago, they were about $1,600 for the GM size. It seems like now they're going for about $1,400. So I've been on the fence. Right now, I don't want to sell it because I feel like I'll regret it. Even though I don't use that often, it's a beautiful bag. I do take the strap off, and I use that a lot. I use the strap on my Speedy. I could use it on the Terrain. I feel like there's something else I might use it on. No, I think it's just the Speedy and the Terrain. But I love this strap. This is such a great strap. It's a great length. And I find it helpful on other bags as well as this one. But what was I going to say? Every time I see this bag on the Preloved market, it still like takes my breath away. I just think it's the most beautiful bag Louis Vuitton has ever made. So I keep I keep it. I keep it in my closet. And I do take her out and use her. I used her recently, and yeah. So I have this love-hate relationship, like I said. But that's the Trend. There are some other videos on YouTube about her if you're interested in getting one. You do have to buy a Preloved because she's a discontinued bag. But really beautiful. Like, look at the detailing right here. This little bit of ebene leather come through. I mean, that's just so pretty. There are lots of really nice details on this bag. So if you have any questions about the bag, let me know and I can try to answer those for you. If you want to see a comparison between this bag and any of my other bags, let me know that too, and I can film one of those. And what else? If you like the video, click the like button. If you would like to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. On Instagram, I just changed my Instagram name yesterday. It used to be Autumn's Dogs, and I changed it to my real name, Autumn Beckman, so it's consistent with my YouTube page. And I think that is it. Thank you for watching. I hope this was informative if you're thinking about getting this bag. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.